Yes, people, how's it going? Welcome back to Lily White Lane, and we do have some breaking transfer news. Breaking Tottenham Hotspur transfer news. Danjuma signs for Tottenham Hotspur. Fabrizio Romano has said, here we go, after Tottenham have hijacked the deal between Everton and the Villareal winger. Wow, what a transfer story. It couldn't get much worse for Everton fans. I do want to say that. They're a historic club, and normally I don't sympathise with anyone, but I do with their fans. Not only are they bottom of their league, their owners could not care less when it comes to Mashiri and Kenroy about the club. It's a mess. And they were looking like they were going to sign a real decent player in Danjuma, a player who would have really suited them and who they really need. And they haven't got it. It's been hijacked by Spurs, who have Kulusevski, Richarlison, Lucas Moura as their wing options, Heung-min Son, But look, I don't think it's a terrible signing. I do think it's quite a good signing, but I still believe we need to make another signing. I still believe for this to be a decent enough January transfer window, and for Tottenham Hotspur to be playing Champions League football next season. I still believe we need a right back or a centre back, one of the two, if not both. But look, I'm not going to complain about a transfer. I'm not going to complain about some decent transfer activity, and I'm not going to complain about signing a good player. People will go, "Oh, we don't need a winger," but honestly, this season, do we potentially need a winger until the end of the season? Son has been so off it this season. And yes, Richarlison can come in to replace him. But Richarlison isn't a left winger. He's much more of a striker who can play in the right wing position, if anything. He doesn't suit that left wing position. And look, we've seen that time after time at Spurs. Danjuma is a person who does. Danjuma is brilliant on both wings. He's a very versatile player, very, very skillful player. And like I say, I'm surprised that Villa haven't got involved in this deal instead of us, because Everton needed this sort of player. Villa needed this sort of player. Spurs didn't, but I'm not going to complain that we've signed him. Like I was saying, I do think he's a very talented player, very skillful, and very, very pacey, which is what Tottenham's team does lack at the minute. Yes, we got Son, but Son's just done nothing this season. He's been slow throughout the entirety of games, and we needed someone who's sort of going to bring a spark into the team. And I do think Danjuma can do that. I think we will see him quite a bit until the end of the season. Like I was saying, I think he's very versatile, and he's proved himself. I believe he's, 20, 26, 27? I may be wrong there. But look, he's proved himself. He's proved himself by winning the Europa League. He's been absolutely crucial at Villarreal, and especially under Unai Emery's project. He was arguably their best player, along with some of the other players. Like I say, he won the Europa League. He's got a few real decent finishes, played really well in the Champions League last season when they made it to the semi-final. I really rate this guy. I believe he's proved it at the top level, and now he gets his chance in the Premier League. We'll wait and see what happens. But I do think it could be an interesting signing. I'm not going to be one of these people who comes on here and complains about it and says we do need other people. But I am going to be one of these people who comes on here and not complains about the signing, but still says, yes, it's a good transfer, but it won't do. Danjuma won't do just as a singular transfer. If we end this January transfer window on the 31st and Danjuma is the only player we've got, I won't be very happy. I won't be content. Last January, you completely understand signing Kulusevski. We badly needed a winger. And Bentancur, and those two January transfers defined our season. I'm hoping we make another couple, maybe bring in a centre-back and a right wing-back, and I truly believe we can get Champions League, but it all depends. It all depends with this Daniel Levy saga currently going on with Pedro Porro. And you're telling me this guy can't whip out a bit more money when he's earning 900 million off the football club. But look, we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, I'll take this transfer. I will take this transfer, and we'll see what he offers. Hijack the deal. Didn't see this one coming at all. Comment your thoughts and opinions below, Spurs fans, on the transfer. Are you a big fan of Danjuma and can't wait to see him in a Spurs shirt? Or would you rather us not go in for him? And would have you rather seen us go in for a centre-back or a right wing-back like I would have? Thank you for watching this video. Take care of yourselves. All the best. God bless. Have a smashing rest of your day. And as always, comment Spurs. In content we trust. Enoch and Levy out.